Okay, guys, hello. I am the Griffin Initiative. This is the new channel. So this is the very first video that will be on this channel, and the channel is focused on making coding content, how to code, how to make video games, how to make essentially what you want as a game developer or as a where do I start? How do I you know where should I start for making video games? Where should I start for coding? Or if you just wanted to come in and see what it's all about, and there will be gameplay videos eventually. That'll probably be more in the summer at this point. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into our first episode here of how to code C#. So our first episode is we're going to show you how to make a new project in Visual Studios by Microsoft. And then we are going to set up your project. We're then going to make your first program, where we're going to say hello world like every other program. It's a honest to God, this is probably the greatest thing that you could say to somebody or to a fellow programmer. This is what every single person has gone through, and this is what every single person will go through for making your first program. After that, we will start talking about variables and if and while statements, and then that will be the episode. So without further ado, let's get into this. So you want to to make a new project, go to File, New, and then Project, or you can hold Control Shift and N. Now, for me, I have a different area in which I want this to go to. I have this on an external drive. Where is it? Yeah, YouTube tutorials, episode 1. Select, and I'm simply gonna call this how to episode 1, or what you guys should really call this is if and while statements, just like that. Okay. Maybe I'm not good at spelling, so luckily spelling doesn't matter extremely in this. Also, make sure that it's not on C++ as it shows here. You want this on a console app right here. The Net framework. Now, if I can find, I don't think that's the. Yeah, no, I think that is it. Let's see. Yeah, no, I believe this is the one. So you're going to want to use this console app .NET framework. Okay? And so let's hit OK. It should come up with your solution in a few seconds. For me, it might take a few minutes. And here you go. So it's going to say class program. It's going to have all these system here. This is basically just saying this is what it is. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this. So for your first line of code, I want you to write console dot read, or no, write line. Okay, then I want you to specifically say, I'm sorry, I have to turn this down a little bit but anyways, just put a semicolon at the end and write hello world exclamation point. Hold control and F5. It'll launch up a new window and it says hello world, and then you can press any key to continue, and there you go, you just wrote your first program. Congratulations. So C# is a nice little language. It's a very good starting language in my opinion. This is what Unity uses now instead of some other stuff, such as JavaScript or C++. C++ is mainly used in Unreal Engine, Unreal 4, people call it now. But that's what you would want to learn that for. So let's get into variables. So there's there's a lot of different variables. The main ones that we're going to focus on right now is int, and we're just going to call this a, strings, and we'll call this message, And this can equal a string. So a string, in order for it to be called a string, you need you need quotation marks around your message. So if you were to say, hello, my name is Josh, right? It's going to print out, hello, my name is Josh. Now let's see if it will print it out like as is right now. See, it didn't say anything. It just said hello world. See right here. That's an issue. See, if we want stuff to print out, you need to say console.writeLine. Otherwise, it will not print out into console at all. It's just going to say, okay, you're not doing anything with that right now. So let's jump into a statement. And then there's here's your third variable. It's called a Boolean. And this is basically just a true or false statement. So we're just going to say bool done. Okay? This is very important, especially if you're going into making video games, because you're going to be writing while loops. And you're going to want a Boolean to control that. Because if somebody hits, like, let's say the escape bar and they want to exit their game or they want to hit a pause, you're going to use a Boolean to control that. So let's show you this. Sorry, my computer does continuous backups. So an if statement is exactly what it sounds like. It's like if this, then do this, right? So it's if this is equal to a value or if this is true, right? So let's say if done equals true. Done also, in order to be used, it needs to be set to something. So let's just say equals true. We'll have it print out message. So we'll say console dot write line message. And there you go. It should and will print out your message. As long as you hold Control and F5, it will not close the console menu immediately. One simple way to do this is you say console.readLine. And that's how you would keep your window open, just by hitting F5. And it will continually be open until you say, alright, I want to end it, and you can press any button known to man on your computer board, on your keyboard, and it will exit out of your program. So let's say this. I have an integer up here, right? A. And I want to say if done is not equal to true. I want to say hello, my name is Josh. I want A to equal 1. And then after, I want this to say console dot write line A. Okay? Using unassigned local variable. Alright. So we need to make this equal to 0 as well. It's been a little while since I've done something like this. I'm sorry, guys. I haven't done much. And it should say hello world. And if it's true or if it's false, like so, if the if statement is not true, right? It'll make this increment. Whereas I'm sorry. Let me just do this. So if statements have two different pieces to it. It has the main if, which is if done equals true, do this. Then you can say else. Oops. Didn't want that other bracket there. Oh man, I hate it when my code starts doing this. Okay. So like we'll say if this statement is true, then you do this inside of it. So if done is true, then you do console.writeLine and a equals 1. Else, if done is true, then we will say, I don't know, console.writeLine error with code. I don't know, like, I'm just printing it out to show you guys that it does something. So you see, since done was not true, since done is true, it's going to print out the second line instead of the first line. And a will equal 0. And there you go. Now I'm going to get rid of this read line here because I personally don't code with that. You guys can, I don't. So without further ado, that's if loops. It's very, very simple. You can also have it be you can also say a plus plus, you know, in this a plus plus, and that will increment it by 1 every time it gets looped. So now let's talk about while loops. So a while loop, so we'll do this, while loops. Why this is basically while a certain thing is or is not true, you do whatever's in here. So let's say a plus plus. This is a very simple while loop. While a is not equal to, let's say, 100, you know, we'll have a increment, and we can have a be typed out. Console.writeLine a. Okay, so let's try that. Let's see what happens. So it gave us every single number from 1 to 100. Now we didn't get 0, and the thing with programmers is that we like to count from 0. So let's do this. We'll get rid of a in our if statement. We will get rid of this write line and just say console.writeLine with the brackets and the quotation marks. We're going to say done is true, which tells you when you're looking back in your code and you're trying to figure out like what's going on with your code, it's going to tell you, hey, done is true. It's not going to say the if statement. Okay, so let's try that again. This time it gave us 0 and went all the way to 100. Now, do you see a little issue here? We don't want a to actually equal 100 and then go to 101. Let's see if that actually happens here. It only goes to 100. In Python, it'll actually go another time and say, okay, here's 101 instead. So C#, you can actually move the a++ below your console.writeLine, and you can say, let's run it. See, I only pressed F5 there. That was my mistake. And now it will give you to 99 because it will not count the last one because it's not printing it out. In reality, this is what you're going to want 90% of the time, so then you're not outputting your limiting number, your limit, as I like to call it. Sometimes you will want to. It's very much on a basis. On a basis thing. This is if and while statements. Now, one other thing that I could show you as well is else if statements. So if else, let's just say done is not, or is it does not equal true. Hello what's going on here? Why are you throwing an exception? Is an else if. Yep, it is else if. Sorry guys. Else if done equals true and let's say done equals, it does not equal true, and a equals 0. Right, you need to say equals equals 0. Then you just say, we'll turn done to true, actually to false, and that will end your loop. Your else will not go because there's no else. This is your else statement here. And yeah, the way an else if statement works, especially if it's set up like this, is that both I'm trying to think of the word. Both contingencies must be true. So done has to not equal true. Done has to be false. And A has to be 0. If I were to say, or with the two, basically we call them, we call this a pipe, essentially, because there's two straight lines right next to each other. That would symbolize an or statement, and that would say if done is false or A equals 0, then you must turn done equal to false or done equal to true. So all that would do basically is say run this statement if one of those booleans or statements is true. The else will come in when nothing else is true, and it'll say, this is my last ditch effort, this is what you have to say. A lot of times, especially in my C# class, or not my C# class, my C++ class that I'm taking right now, we do a lot of if statements and return statements. Returning you will learn next episode when we jump into functions and very simple functions. I won't be doing anything extreme. I'll show you what you can do with more console write lines and while loops and for loops at that point. And yeah, I think that's going to be about it for this episode. This is a very simple while loop. In these while loops, you could do much more. You could do essentially, you can add in a console.writeLine like we did here, and you could say for every one of these you can say plus message, and that's how many times you've written message. So let's try that now. Hello, my name is Josh. See, now there's a little error here, or there's this little thing. There's no space in between 81 and hello. So what you need to do, especially in this case, you say plus a space plus message, and that will get rid of that. There is no space in between. Now you've physically put this in. This is also known as hard coding and nothing from the keyboard. In our next episode, I will explain to you input from the keyboard, which is the console.readline message. This will be uploaded on a Friday. The next episode will be uploaded Friday after that. So if you guys want, you can go ahead and mess around in C#. I highly recommend it. You've learned if loops and while loops. Try and make a small game out of it. Like, let's just say this. In a game, you could say, let's say, if, let's say boolean, so let's say done, or while done is not equal to true, do something. And then say console dot read line. And you can say done equals whatever console.readline is. So let's say, actually no, I could say if yeah, so I'm just gonna leave this as is right now. I'm not gonna go into it because we're already going way over for this episode. I wanted this to be very quick, but it wasn't. There was a lot more than I was anticipating being in this episode. So basically, this is your game loop. This is a very basic game loop. While done is not true, do something. Let's say make a grid. Thank you very much, guys, for watching and learning on this tutorial. Please, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or tips on this tutorial, leave it down in the comments, like, subscribe, and I'd like to hear some feedback. So I'll see you guys later. Peace out.